Over the past 5 years, we have seen some truly hilarious, genius, and terrifying FNAF fan games. Unfortunately, some of the most incredible FNAF fan games ever to grace the internet have run their course and been cancelled. This is actually a pretty common occurrence. An enormous amount of the now over 86,000 FNAF fan game entries on GameJolt have never actually seen the light of day. There are indeed a small number of these games that have truly dazzled us with their announcement, only to crush our dreams with their cancellation. This is that list. A quick note, this list contains only games I could confirm as cancelled. For example, games like Hidden Gems and Fredbear and Friends would have made this list, but they are technically still in development, so I could not include them in the countdown. This list, of course, is simply my opinion, and you are welcome to agree or disagree. Just don't yell at me, please. Oh, and like and subscribe, and go follow me on Twitch. Or else. The Final Night series has been a staple among the FNAF community, and was one of the very first series to take on the challenge of making Five Nights at Freddy's a true free roam experience, although later games moved away from this free roam concept. Every game in the series has been met with positive reception, both by staying up to date with the graphical demands of FNAF fans, while continuing to create new, innovative mechanics. The developer of the series, Liam, had plans on remaking Final Nights 1 called Final Nights Redux. The game was to be rebuilt from scratch with new cutscenes, full free roam, and 3 total chapters to play through. Unfortunately, the game was suddenly cancelled soon after the prologue demo was released. Five Nights at Wario's by Wario was one of the very first FNAF fan games ever to grace the internet and instantly became a FNAF classic. Graphically, the game doesn't stand up to today's standards, but at the time, the Wario games were very innovative and set the tone for future FNAF fan games. Five Nights at Wario's 3 was especially important in FNAF fan game history by creating a game with alternate pathways and different mechanics per room, both decreasing the monotony of doing the same old thing every night and creating replayability. The original first game in the series was going to be remade by the 64th Gamer with permission from the original creator, Wario. Wario's remaster survived a single Night 1 demo before being cancelled for unknown reasons. Or at least unknown to me. It makes it difficult to do research when GameJolt pages get deleted. Five Nights at Pokemon was an early FNAF fan game during the period of time in which most creativity involving these fan games involved combining Five Nights at Freddy's with a popular franchise. Overall, it was a very well put together game, reminiscent of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, mini-games and all. Lord Helix, this game was hard! The difficulty spiked around Nights 3 and 4, and I was barely able to beat Night 6 after 4 hours. I never beat Nightmare Mode. To be honest, I swear to bird Jesus that Nightmare Mode is truly impossible. After the success of Five Nights at Pokemon, a Five Nights at Pokemon 2 GameJolt page was created. And then it got Nintendo'd. A few years ago, Nintendo hit GameJolt developers with a copyright cease and desist, resulting in hundreds of Nintendo-related fan games on GameJolt to be taken down from the website. Unfortunately, that included the original Five Nights at Pokemon. Five Nights in Their World was one of those hidden gem indie games I stumbled across a few years ago, and oh my lord, this game was terrifying. This game featured its own little world and story, much like any other fan game, but what helped set it apart was the atmosphere. There was a lot of suspense when moving around the map, and when the animatronic finally appeared. It also was one of the only games to actually make me curse on my channel, so congratulations. Although 5 chapters were planned out, Five Nights in Their World was ultimately cancelled after only a single chapter demo. Well, kind of. According to the developer, the game and its mechanics would be turned into something original, something possibly not even related to Five Nights at Freddy's. This post was made quite a while ago, and it seems as though any project related to Five Nights in Their World has unfortunately been abandoned. Stuffed was a pretty weird little FNAF series originally made by Fedriz. Stuffed 1 started as a simple mod to the original game featuring the classic animatronics in alternate colors. Nothing too fancy, but a well-known game a few years ago when FNAF fan games were first starting to be developed. Stuffed 2 was its own standalone game built from the ground up with new animatronics and new, but recognizable, mechanics. This game is a little infamous on my channel for, well, just roll the clip. I spilled milk on my keyboard. Guys, there is milk everywhere. Guys, my keyboard's ruined. After Stuff 2 was released, Fedriz gave the series to a friend, Ironic Robots, who was then tasked with the development for Stuff 3, The Grand Reopening, a direct sequel to the original 2 games. Ironic Robots first postponed the game to work on another FNAF project, Misfits, but then quietly canceled the game altogether. An official cancellation announcement came 2 years later. The Return to Freddy's remains one of my most requested Five Nights at Freddy's series of all time. Every time I uploaded a video related to the series, I would be bombarded with comments asking me to continue, which I did. You're welcome. I'm gonna be honest here, The Return to Freddy's 1, not so great. But the game's numbers 2 through 4 are what really gave the series its detailed lore, unique animatronics, and terrifying jump scares. It truly was one of those special FNAF series that built up its own cult following outside of the original FNAF games. As I was finishing up The Return to Freddy's 4, I had always heard rumors about The Return to Freddy's 5. A little bit of research revealed that work was made on the 5th installment, but was ultimately canceled by its original founder, Tyler Aelstrom, for unknown reasons. Or at least they're unknown to me. I couldn't find that information. If you know what happened to this series, please let me know in the comment section below. Pop Goes was a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan game project that was in development for over a year. The game had a detailed story building off of the original Five Nights at Freddy's series and also included side mini-games to help build on that story and led to the events of Pop Goes 2. Or maybe it did. Unfortunately, a sequel was never finished. Pop Goes 2's cancellation was a long, tedious process. The overall ideas and plans for the game were set, but the actual task of making the game was riddled with problems. The game was too big, there were too many developers, many of which were new to the team, and there was just too much to do. After several attempts to make the game, the official Pop Goes 2 was finally canceled. Oh yeah. For number 3 on this list, we're going back to the birthplace of the Jazz Salmon, Final Hours. 24/7 Jazz. Brought to you by the Jazz Salmon. Seriously, I really like this music. The Final Hours series had a really fun 80s look and honestly reminded me of Stranger Things every time I made a video. I don't know why the games were riddled with hip-hop and jazz, but man, I loved it so much. Actually, the music may have been included to lure you into a false sense of security. After surviving through 2 demos, Final Hours 3 was unfortunately canceled. The reasons for the game's cancellation were explained in the description of a very short YouTube video by Fan K Games, the developer. In short, stress. Five Nights at the Krusty Krab by Dakota Wood was an instant classic, and I'm not just saying that because I'm obsessed with SpongeBob. I'm not biased, I swear. Anyways, Five Nights at the Krusty Krab was made during the age of combining Five Nights at Freddy's with any other random franchise. Disney, Pokemon, Nintendo, you name it. The game was very well made and graphically appealing. Five Nights at the Chum Bucket took the original graphics and ideas from the first game and improved on them while continuing the series lore. There was even a secret for beating the all-max mode, which hinted at the 3rd game in the series, Five Nights at Rock Bottom. The developer uploaded a video on his YouTube channel detailing why Rock Bottom was canceled. In short, the series was originally meant to end after the 2nd game, and Rock Bottom was in development because it's what the fans of the series wanted, not necessarily what he wanted. From personal experience, this spells trouble. If you feel pressured to make a game or make a video just because it's what others want, you just don't have that same passion and your project may suffer. The dev did his best to meet the fan standards, but eventually decided to cancel the game altogether and move on with some other projects. Porkchops Horror Show was an upcoming FNAF fan game to be made by FNAF. Its development was first revealed during a secret ending of a related game called Porkchops Adventure, which featured a cute little pixelated piggy. And a big ol' scary piggy. For a teaser game, Porkchops Adventure was incredibly detailed and gave us a hint of what was to come with Porkchops Horror Show. According to a Reddit post, due to IRL issues, FNAF deleted all of his social media accounts and canceled Porkchops Horror Show, wanting to prioritize what makes him happy and focusing on other aspects of his life. There you have it, the top 10 best canceled FNAF fan games. Reviewing these old games was a bittersweet experience. On one hand, the project gave me the experience of nostalgia and reminded me of my time as a small, wide-eyed YouTuber exploring FNAF fan games for the first time. On the other hand, I am left wondering what could have been. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I love you all so much. Go out there and make someone's day. Be happy, stay happy. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.